China and Pakistan are often described as iron brothers. Their relationship is praised as deep, loyal, and time-tested. For decades, China has supported Pakistan in many ways. From massive infrastructure projects to military cooperation, the bond seems unshakable. Pakistan has received billions in aid, development assistance, and emergency relief. China has helped build ports, highways, power stations, and fighter jets. But beneath the surface, cracks in this friendship are becoming harder to ignore. Pakistan still struggles with poverty, weak governance, and social instability. For decades, the phrase "iron brother" has been a cornerstone of the China-Pakistan diplomatic narrative, a term that evokes an image of unwavering friendship, steadfast loyalty, and mutual commitment. This rhetorical bond has been reinforced through a vast history of economic cooperation, military collaboration, and humanitarian support. But as geopolitical dynamics shift and Pakistan's internal challenges persist, a critical question emerges: is this brotherhood as unbreakable as it appears, or is it a symbol that masks a more complex reality? China's involvement in Pakistan's development has been nothing short of comprehensive. Since the formal establishment of diplomatic ties in the early 1950s, Beijing has poured immense resources into supporting Islamabad's development agenda. These efforts span an impressive range: highways and ports, electricity grids and rail lines, weapons systems and fighter jets. The partnership reached new heights with the launch of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, in 2013, an ambitious infrastructure initiative valued at over $60 billion. This megaproject has been hailed as a game-changer for Pakistan's struggling economy, promising not only job creation but also critical upgrades to transportation and energy infrastructure, from Gwadar Port in the south, transformed from a sleepy fishing town into a budding international shipping hub, to the Karakoram Highway that threads through Pakistan's mountainous north. China's fingerprints are visible across the country. These projects have improved mobility, created employment, and introduced modern infrastructure into previously disconnected regions. On the military front, cooperation has been equally robust. Joint development of the JF-17 Thunder fighter jet, regular military drills, and a steady stream of arms and technology transfers underscore a security relationship that is both strategic and intimate. Humanitarian solidarity has also played a key role in shaping perceptions of this bilateral friendship. In times of crisis, be it earthquakes, floods, or other natural disasters, China has been quick to dispatch aid, supplies, and personnel. The response to Pakistan's 2005 earthquake and the 2010 floods reinforced the idea that, in times of need, Beijing stands by its partner. But beneath this surface of strategic generosity and rhetorical warmth lies a more uncomfortable truth: despite the vast assistance received, Pakistan remains mired in chronic poverty, political instability, and underdevelopment. This paradox has led many to question the effectiveness of external aid when internal structures remain fragile and unreformed. At the heart of Pakistan's stagnation lie three entrenched problems: political dysfunction, economic fragility, and social underdevelopment. First, political volatility continues to undermine governance. Frequent leadership changes and an ongoing tug-of-war between civilian governments and military elites have eroded policy consistency. Promising reforms and development initiatives are often derailed by regime shifts or bureaucratic paralysis. Worse still, corruption remains pervasive across many levels of government, with aid and development funds frequently lost to mismanagement or diverted for private gain. Even projects completed on time have sometimes been rendered ineffective due to poor maintenance or administrative neglect. On the economic front, Pakistan suffers from a dangerously narrow base. The country has long relied on agriculture and low-value exports, leaving it vulnerable to external shocks and market fluctuations. While roads and ports have been built, the absence of industrial ecosystems to support them limits their economic impact. Many rural regions continue to lack access to stable electricity, education, and healthcare, further deepening the urban-rural divide. Without a diversified economy and robust private sector, infrastructure alone cannot propel long-term growth. Compounding these challenges is a deeply underdeveloped social framework. Access to quality education remains a privilege of urban elites. While children in rural and tribal areas often receive little to no schooling, literacy rates remain stubbornly low, and vocational training is scarce. As a result, Pakistan's labor force lacks the skills necessary to thrive in a modern economy. Cultural and religious conservatism, particularly in some regions, further restricts progress, particularly for women and marginalized groups. The absence of inclusive social development is a critical barrier to national transformation. Despite China's sustained assistance, these internal dysfunctions limit the impact of foreign support. Infrastructure, however advanced, cannot compensate for systemic inefficiencies. Strategic partnerships, however robust, cannot substitute for institutional reform. Aid, however generous, cannot create the internal momentum needed for sustainable development. What makes Pakistan's position even more complex is its diplomatic balancing act. In a region marked by volatility and tension, especially with neighboring India, Pakistan has opted for a strategy of hedging, carefully navigating its relationships with both China and the United States. This dual engagement has yielded dividends. Islamabad has secured economic aid, military technology, and political backing from both powers at various times, by positioning itself as an indispensable player in South Asia's strategic calculus. Pakistan has enhanced its geopolitical leverage. But this balancing act is not without risks. As global rivalries intensify, maintaining equidistance between two competing giants grows more difficult. Over-reliance on external support can also delay or even discourage the pursuit of tough but necessary domestic reforms. At a glance, the China-Pakistan relationship remains strong. But the true test of this partnership does not lie in press releases or symbolic gestures. It lies in Pakistan's ability to turn external aid into internal transformation. If political institutions remain fragile, if the economy continues to stagnate, and if human capital remains underdeveloped, then even the most well-intentioned foreign support will fail to ignite lasting progress. In the end, brotherhood is not measured in dollars invested or projects completed. It is measured in resilience, self-reliance, and mutual respect. For Pakistan, the path to prosperity cannot be built by foreign hands alone. It must come from within, through reform, accountability, and a clear vision for the future.